All right, so quick update for Bitcoin. I want to do this chart because we actually broke the symmetric triangle that I drew. Was it day before yesterday or yesterday? What is this, at 6 o'clock yesterday? Yeah, 6. 18 would be 6, right? Yeah, 18. So that's 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. yesterday, Central Standard Time. So we broke the symmetric triangle and it closed below it. But one thing about symmetric triangles and just triangles in general, they're kind of, I'm not going to say they're subjective, but they're kind of up for interpretation. That's why I really like, I mean, trend lines are true to pretty much whenever you draw them. Channels, this TD sequential, I mean, just with regards to patterns, people can kind of manipulate the pattern to get what they want at times. So we broke the symmetric triangle. The target for this is right here. So, I mean, it would be not good, right? We broke it here. The target would be mid 20,000s. I said there's a lot of support at 30, and there is. I said I was 60-40, so 60% bearish, 40%. 60% bullish, 40% bearish. Now I'm neutral. But here's, like I said, here's the thing about triangles. Ascending triangles, maybe not so much because they have anything with horizontal lines, channels, descending triangles, ascending triangles. Those horizontal lines, you can't really manipulate those because they're horizontal. Just like these levels of resistance and support, they're horizontal. I have more faith in horizontal lines than I do in lines that are at an angle or, so here's my point. With a symmetric triangle, this was what I drew right here. Let me just hit back. That's what I drew. Now, if I'm, you don't want to try to make the chart fit your, I guess, your agenda or the way, you want to be you don't want to be an emotional trader because that's where you'll get wrecked. You'll lose your money. But I've seen it done before, and you could do this. I don't like to do this. I would rather it break a pattern and then it just not complete the pattern. We find support, and that's that. Because there's actually a couple things in here. So let's look at this. Initially, I drew it like that, but someone could say, okay, so that wasn't the actual trend. This is the trend, right? Maybe I could adjust it here, right? So I get 3 touches. So I have 1, I can do this, right? That would be, it wicked, but it didn't quite get it. And then I would draw this down even farther and say this actually was my triangle. So that's the reason why I don't like triangles that don't have horizontal lines. So like an ascending triangle has a horizontal line, descending triangle has a horizontal line, but a symmetric triangle, they're at angles. Trend lines are a little bit better, but I'm just in general, whenever you're talking about patterns, so like pennants or flags, those have lines which are at angles. I don't have as much faith in those, and I actually don't use pennants or flags at all. So, I mean, I say that, I think just drawing a quick memory, I've probably used them once or twice. If I've seen them somewhere else and I say, okay, maybe it's something I watch. But this could now be the new triangle, right? Well, I don't have 3 touches, I have 2 touches. I have 1, 2, I have 1, 2, 3. And someone could say that's the triangle now. So that's why I kind of don't like these symmetric triangles. They're 50-50 anyway. They don't really give me any position. I can use other indicators to kind of get my bearings, I guess, on my position on where an asset's going to go. I don't need symmetric triangles. I drew it on there. A lot of people have been drawing it on their charts. But here's, like, I have more faith in, like, cup and handles or head and shoulders, right? So, like I said, there's more here. So, I mean, I have a channel, right? So yesterday I could have drawn the channel and it wouldn't have been violated today. That would have been better. The channel would have been better. So I would have said, I mean, if I'm all honest, the channel's really large. The channel would have been this. This is the channel I would have drawn. Something like that. Right? We have 1, 2, maybe 3, and then all above all here would be touches on the 4-hour, and then we're kind of in the middle of it. You could have drawn a smaller channel here and here, right? But still, that keeps everything horizontal. This really would have been the start of the channel here, right there. Right, so I have a bunch of touches here. That would have been another touch here. I don't have really a bunch of touches to the top end of this channel, but I have a bunch at the bottom. If anything, this is a horizontal channel this is a horizontal support, which I have much more, faith in. These are better as far as patterns go. So yeah, I could have done that. There's another head and shoulders in here. And I'm just summarizing all this. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna go with, right? I'm not just throwing stuff on here to confuse you or anything. So I'm gonna say cup and handle, right? Because I don't really like the head and shoulders. I mean, if it has a head and shoulders, you're on a cup and handle pattern as well. So I don't need. Oh, I wanted a curve, not an arc. Here, here, here. Let me delete this because I wanted a curve, not an arc. There. That's what I would have drawn. And then the neckline would have been this. Neckline would have been right here. And if I would have waited one candle, right, it kind of closed it below here, but then we're back above it. That's what I would have drawn. This is what I would have gone with, not the symmetric triangle. And in fact, I'm going to get rid of it because that's what I would have gone with. Is this right here. Let's make this red so that we know that it's a bearish. And let's make it orange. Orange could be bearish too. I don't necessarily. It kind of stands out a little bit better. Oh. There we go. So that's what I would have drawn, and that's where we would be. This neckline, you don't want to really draw. I mean, it could be here, really. That it could be there. That would match up much better with what I'm trying to show. Right there. So there we go. Cup and handle. All right. Got an uptrend, down, support. That's the neckline. We didn't break below it. We can still be moderately, I'm still neutral, but that's the break. That's where I think if we go lower than, 30, if we were at the lower 34s and we closed below, 33.8, I would say we're going much lower. Our 1 hour has got us out a long time ago. Oh, look, it got us out a long time ago, but now that's going to be, I mean, this is a good strategy, right? So the 30 MA is right here. It's this fuchsia line. And if we get a close here in 6 minutes, and then we get another close above it, you would take a position. I did say longer term, based off of, and I'll bring it up, this Mayer multiple band, that we would get 60K by the end of February, beginning of March. This is starting to, that's whenever, what was that, last week? Whenever I posted that video, it says BTC to 60K with like a question mark. Back then, that's where it was. Yeah, it was like probably the beginning of January. And that's where we would have been, around 60K. Now, these trend lines are starting to trend up significantly. So this is already at 70. This is already telling me, I thought we would get this double peak, but this is already telling me it's not like this cycle. I mean, it's similar. If we're going to run up to this upper band, we better do it soon. We better do it like next week. Well, not to the upper band, but we better start trending up within the next 2 weeks at the latest, because we're starting to push it, because we're in January, but I said by the end of February that we would get, beginning of March, we would get to 60K. That's an aggressive move, right? That's it's basically a 50% move from here. Or a little bit more than that. A little bit more than 50. What would that be? Let's just look at it real quick. If I was here and I went to 60, yeah, more than a 50% move. That'd be a 70% move, all within 1, 2. Did I count that right? Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. In 6 weeks, 70% run. Possible. That's about a 10% each week, but we're still in the overbought area. And so, I mean, a lot of these indicators have already, not the Bollinger Bands. A lot of these indicators have already come down, which is good. Weekly still overbought, but the dailies come down. I said we usually find support once it's overbought around 50 to 40, and that's kind of like where we're at. I also want to show. I showed the Ichimoku cloud yesterday, and we're getting support right where we should, right? So all the way back since we rallied a while back, I want to say October. Right here. What is this? Yeah, October. This conversion line has been good support. Support there, support there, support. I mean, we wick down below it and we're right back at it, right? And look, it provided support. So if we break down past this, and this is at 34, if we would have got a daily close below this, maybe 2 daily closes below this is at 34,832, you'd be a little concerned. We're about to close the day in 2.5 minutes. But I mean, it's going back up. We were within this cloud. We had a 9, came down. Weekly, we're way above it. Come on. Let's see, where are we on the count? On the T sequential, we're on an 8. So next week we can have a 9 consolidation and then go up. But I'm starting to think, I would have expected us to be more towards like the 45, 48 area if we were going to get this other big surge to 60K or 70K. But these bands have run up already, so I don't think we'll see this double peak. We can test this. We can go down and test this bottom area, which is at 27. It'll be 28. What is it? It's moving up like around $200 a day. So after today's over, it's gonna, we'll in like another minute or two, this will update, and then we'll have the new trend for the day, and it'll be higher, which is okay because it's lining up with these support areas, right? These 33. The 33 area. Let's clean this up. Oh, that was my, I'm getting confused with the colors because I drew that as a neckline. So let's get rid of that. But yeah, so it would line up with this 30, 29, this band right here. So could we trend all the way down there? Yeah, I think we'd find major support there because there's major support at these 30, 20, and 29 area. We retested that. So yeah, I'm neutral. When do I become full bullish again that we're going to go up? Our lines are trending up. Let's see what the funding rate is. So the funding rate came down. I know it's negative on the 4-hour. It was. That's good. So that's counter trade that. Yep, we're good. I know we're still positive, but this is nothing compared to the last bull market where we saw, much higher. We're still 0.02. This is nothing. This can still go up. It doesn't necessarily have to go negative for us to get upward price movement. Not at this stage. Let's look at the SAR again. I know we looked at it yesterday. I said if it broke here, it looks like it's moving up about $2,000. So 27 would be 28, 29. Could we get a down week and we have a red number, right? That would give us, we would have to close next week below 33,000. So let's see how the rest of the week goes. We had this reversal candle. We have a 5. We found support here at this SAR. If we break the SAR, downward. I mean, we broke it here, but then we continued up. Let's see what the CMF is doing. It's trending down. Let's see what it's doing on. But we're trending up on the 4-hour. Just showing buyers coming in. Oh, it's trending up with price, so there really wasn't any convergence or divergence. There was here though, as price went lower, it was converging high. It was coming up higher. It was trending up. OBV came up, yeah, started trending up. Yeah, OBV is kind of flat. So once we started trending, if we start trending higher, we would need to start closing above these little peaks to get a continued trend. Yeah, so we're going down. This could be like I would say the support area would be here. As far as OBV goes, weekly it should be fine. Yeah, we're coming down a little bit, but so, and then this candle is kind of like a neutral candle. It's got a small body and high wicks, so there was some selling, some buying, kind of indecision in the market as far as a position goes. Yeah, so we're fine. What did our 30 MA strategy do? We just closed above it. So if we get another hour, if we get another candle close above it, you take a position and then ride it out until it closes below it. It tells you to get out. So we're good. I'm neutral. When would I be bullish? We need to get above this high right here. We need to get above 40,000. We need to run another 5,000, have some good days. Let's see. Let me bring up the other sequential. Yeah, it's just not. Yeah, right here. So right there, green number above a par green number above the 9. So we have to be above 40,000 and show good momentum. Our RSI obviously would start trending up on the daily. We would probably not reach a peak this high. We would probably get some sort of divergence on the uptrend. We're good. I mean, I know the 1 hour probably got close to oversold. Yeah. Yeah, so we spent a lot of time here. We're back above the 50. We went above the 50 here. We would have to get above this 63 area. And we're at 50. We're in the middle. So, yeah, we would have to go above 40,000, trade above there for me to be fully bullish and for you to really take a position that would be safe. Let's see. Keep on switching between these, but because I want to quickly look at all this. Where's this red line coming from? Let's see. Is that something I drew on accident? Or something that's old? Might have been something that's old. Yeah, it must be an old line, or I accidentally did that. I didn't mean to. Because it's not from back here. We've never been above there, except for right here. So yeah, that must be a line that I drew in error. Let's get rid of that. Let's see. Yeah, it must be a line I drew in error. I don't know what that is. Yeah, there's no line. There's no 9 here. Yeah, that must be an error. I don't know where that came from. Sorry about that. So, yeah, so neutral, we'd have to really be above 40,000. I mean, you'd miss a move, but, you know, the market, you'd miss what, a 10% move? I mean, that's a good return, but let the market take the risk before you, especially if you're taking a substantial position. You know, maybe we would have a 4-hour close above here, right? Maybe 37, you could jump in, and then the next area would be right here. We close above that, and you could go all in. Yeah, if you scaled in. If you wanted to go in early, we have the hourly telling you to take a position. That would be, it'd have to still close above it. We're kind of trending right by it. We're actually below it right now, but you would take that position, and then the next area of resistance that you would see would be here at 37.5. We close above that on the 4-hour. We could rally up, maybe find some resistance here, consolidate, green number above prior green number above the 2 with some retest for a little while. Then we go higher, break this 40 to 41,000, we go higher. So, but yeah, so that's Bitcoin. I spent a lot of time on it. I wanted to go over the TLRY position because it's showing some weakness, and I talked about it, and I thought it would. We retested this 4-hour area, right? So this 4-hour area all the way back, and that's why I keep the lines here, because even though this is all the way back from February of 2020, almost a year ago, 11 months ago, these areas still, just this, I guess, the psychology of the market, buyers that still stayed in, areas that were prior support and resistance, they still tend, especially whenever you're using this TD sequential, they still tend to be useful. So we went above it, came down, we're consolidating around it. So I'm going to take this one off because that one's been retested. We consolidated around it with a red number. We still have this daily at 1941. So if you look here, the post market right now, it's at 1850, 1851. Right whenever the market was closing, we were at 1872. That's our 1-hour strategy line, the 30 MA on the hourly. We closed at 1878. So tomorrow, let's see what this is going to, if we did the, I have an indicator that shows a predictive. It just takes the averages and then extrapolates. It's called the forecast. So tomorrow, and you can use flat, you can do a linear regression here based on the last 3 points, or you can just do flat, just take, if the trend continues up the way it is. That's what I usually do. Linear regression doesn't really change it much. So tomorrow this will trend up to 1887. If you take into account the last points, if it just goes on the general trend, 1886. So tomorrow morning, now it doesn't have this new point, but it wouldn't calculate that new point anyway. It wouldn't calculate that value anyway. This point it's going to be somewhere around in the 1880s, right? Prices below that. In the first hour of trading and the last hour of trading, that's whenever the most volume comes in, just in general in markets, that trade on, the SP, NASDAQ, the Dow. So tomorrow, if we get an hourly close below this, I'm most likely going to take the rest of my position out, and I'm going to wait and be patient, because I said that we could find a range. I was looking for one. I said I didn't want to force anything on the chart, but this could be our range between $21.58 and $17. So $21.50 and $17. I drew that based on the hourly, right? We could get some bearish action come down 17. We can basically be up and down. It's called ripsaw, right? We could have some volatility up and down enough to be, like this is a 6% move today. You could be basically plus or minus whatever the half of this is, right? Plus or minus 10% or 5% or 8%. And if you're jumping in and out, and you're on the losing end of these swings, it's going to, you're going to get ripsawed, right? It's going to eat away at your profit that you made whenever you entered, especially if your position's rather large. And you're going to give back some of your gains. You don't want to do that, right? So you want to be patient. I'm going to be patient. If this closes below our 30 MA tomorrow, I'll have a stop set to exit there. And I'll get out and I'll wait. I'll wait until we go back above the 30 MA, because I got the majority of the move. We went here. I entered here. That's where I entered. I sold some of the position at 1967. I didn't catch the top. I'm not concerned with catching the top. It was right here when I sold. Was it this day? Let's see. I'll tell you what day it was based on the daily. Yeah, it was this day. So that was the 15th. It was at 1967 is what it was. Right here. We had a big, in the first beginning of the market, it was up and down. So right here, right, 123%. And then, I held, and then tomorrow I'm still going to close out more than 100%, most likely. Did I catch the top? Did I get the extra 50%? No. I'm not concerned with catching the top. I'm concerned with being profitable. That's, no one's going to pat you on the back for, I got the top, or I got the bottom, because you're taking all the risk. You're going to be a successful trader by, having a plan, taking profits whenever you see that there's some overbought areas, and we were. This doesn't change that I think, marijuana stocks are going to continue up in an upward trend. That's just saying right now we're a little bit overbought. There's profit taking. There's some sell pressure, and I need to, conserve some of my gains. And I said once, if you look back a couple of days, I said once we broke this 70, we're most likely going to go lower. 17 is the area. If this gives way, we're at 14. We're probably going. If this gives way, I'm saying we're going to go back to these 13 areas. But we could. What do I think we're going to do? I think we're going to trend down. I think we could find. Tomorrow. I think we're going to close below the 1 hour. I'm going to wait though, right? Because that's my strategy. I got to follow my strategy. I can't. We could dip down a tremendous amount. Maybe we go all the way down to 17, and then the last 15 minutes or 10 minutes, it trends up, and we're back at new all-time highs because buyers came in. Where would I see that, right? I would see that on the CMF. And look at that. We're getting some buyers. This is flat, and there's some trending up, right? That's bullish hidden divergence. That's a continuation. I'll if you don't know what I'm talking about, bullish. I'll bring that up again. I probably should have these up on, so I don't have to Google them every time. Right here. So bullish. Oh, it's not bullish. I'm sorry. There it is. It's just bullish divergence. I don't know why I thought it was hidden. But yeah, I knew it was a type of divergence. I knew it was bullish. So price is flat, oscillator's going up. So flat, oscillator's going up. Some buyers came in. That was towards the end. Looks like, there's some post-market selling. This is flat, so that's kind of neutral. This is trending down a little bit, but it's trending down with price, so that's just going with the trend, with the price trend. Let's see. OBV volume looks the same. That's trending down. That's kind of flat. Nothing there to give us anything. Let's look at the Ichimoku cloud because these tend to be helpful. Yep, we closed below that. That's trending down. The support here that comes up at 16 on the daily, it's going to be way below. Yeah, so yeah, Ichimoku really not that useful right here. But we have our 1 hour that's useful and we know it's profitable. And we have our CMF that came in. That's all I'm going to look at here because we have a strategy that we know is profitable and works. We have our TD sequential that told us we had a 9. And we came down to those areas. We have our Fibonacci retracement that's telling us we could be ranging. Are we ranging on the hourly? Yeah, this looks like a triangle, right? I'm not going to draw it because I don't need it. I have other things to tell me what to do. So that's TLRY. We closed below this 30 MA. I'm probably going to get out my position. Not financial advice, not investment advice. You can do what you want, but if you've been watching this channel and following what I'm showing you, maybe you've already started to develop your own strategies, but this is the one I'm following. If you kind of want to see how I'm trading it. That's about it. I really don't know. We can go over the S&P. I kind of want to go on S&P yesterday. Oh yeah, I'm going to go over gold and silver because there's a lot of talk with gold and silver right now. Inauguration week, Biden came in. I said at the worst, the market, there was a lot of people concerned. I said at the worst, the market would be down 2% max. I think we go sideways. We actually went 2% up. RSI is probably starting to trend up towards the 70s, and it is. We break through that, we can get another 6 weeks of upside. The dailies trending up. We break through that. We can get At least another week of upside. 4 hour, we're just towards the upper area. I don't really see any concern. Didn't want to click on that. I wanted to click on OBV. There we go. Oh, this is the index, so it's not going to work. I don't think they have money flow on index either. I'd have to pick an ETF that's following it. I don't really know any ETFs. What's the S&P ETF? Oh yeah, SPY is the biggest one. That's right. How did I forget that? That's going to have CMF, and you can see who's buying the ETF. Yeah, I mean there's really no distinct trend. This is flat. Trending up. Oh, we got a 9 here on the hourly. I usually don't trade it, but we could come back a little bit. Did we have a 9 on the index though? That's more important. Yeah, we did. So it should, right? It trades just as many hours as the ETF does. But I don't see it. Let's go back to the SPY. It's like it is essentially a proxy, right? A perfect proxy for the S&P. I don't see anything other than we got a green number above the prior green number above the 9, so that would indicate that we're going higher. And that's what we have there too. We didn't retest this. Let me put an indication there so we can know and not forget about it. There we go. There isn't any more. Oh, that's a weekly one. That's deep red. We got another weekly one right here. Right there. And let's look at the daily. Look at that. The weekly lined up almost with the daily. Yeah, and so I'm going to leave that there. The weekly's more. Yeah, see right here? We went below it. Consolidated, went higher. I think we can go higher. This is the sell-off on the daily. Look at that. I mean, this T sequential works, right? 9, we went down a couple more days, and then we surged back up. We didn't even look back. It didn't look back at all. So, 4 hour. Yeah, I think we're fine. That one didn't quite get there. This one did, though. This one retested that area. Oh, look at this one. So yeah, you're watching exactly what I'm doing. And this is not nothing. I mean, I'll mark these because to me they're important and they work. I mean, look at this, right? This is resistance, consolidated up, found support, back, found support, up. I mean, this stuff works. It works because it's gives you a plan, it gives you something to follow. But that's about it. Let's go gold. And like I said, I'm going to go if I take a position in metals. I'm going to go into silver because the gold and silver chart we can look at. I haven't looked at it for a while. Hit dot. Why is it doing that? Not a dot. I want a slash. All right. So what did I say? I said once it broke this area, we had a 9. It was really a trend line that I'd originally drawn. Let's see if it's still here. No, it's not. All right. Let's see. I don't know. I feel like I need music in my podcast or something, or in these analysis to lighten it up a little bit. But I appreciate it, man. If you're watching this, anyone taking the time. So I said, yeah. This was the trend line I drew. Once this went down, silver would outperform gold. It did. It's really going to start outperforming gold if we get a weekly close below this on this ratio, and we're almost there, we would want this to be bearish, right? So we're looking for bearish action. Look, we went bearish. We could be trending down again. What are we getting here on this ratio? We're just getting consolidation. We're in the middle. Look at this. There was double nines. 9 exhaustion, 9, and then we went lower. Never came back up. These could, this could come back later. I don't think we're going back up. But I'm gonna go over gold. Everyone's talking about gold. That we're getting some strength. I said if we don't go above, if it can't go above 1900 and hold 1900, it's junk, right? But we're starting to get some trend lines going up. These are kind of all over the place. They're twisted, but they're intermediate and the long term still up. We just need this short term, the 3-week, to go up. This kind of was a head fake. Everything was kind of going up. Everything looked like it was lining up, and then, it failed right here. Right, so that could be resistance. Let's put a line there as resistance because it obviously is. I'll make it this light blue color, or this blue color, right there. All right, we sold off below it, and we're getting, so this is like a channel. This is like a trading channel. This is support. This is resistance. We could do a channel too. I like channels. Let's do that. Even though we kind of didn't get 3 touches, but we got 2. We got touches. We got more than 3 touches here, though. Right? So there you go. If you want to be safe and you want to take a position in gold, you would wait for at least a daily close above, 1965. But yeah, so let's look at silver. If I'm going to take a position in gold, I'm going to take a position in silver first. This is, kind of converging together. Longer trend line goes up, but this is above. So if silver goes and closes this prior week, closes the week on Friday above, what's this high? 25.89, which is only basically 10 cents from here. But if we get, I would say if we get a 4-hour close above that, you could maybe not go all in, because I would say I would go all in because, look, we would get, again, we have a channel in silver as well. And it's really more dependent on where this 9 is. This 9 is a good indicator. Right? Here. And we would get like a double confirmation as into a position. Okay? So this is the way I would play the silver. Maybe go in 50% if I get a 4-hour close or a daily close above 25.89, right? Go 50% in whatever my allocation is. We would get to this upper channel area. If we would break that, I would say more likely on the daily, you could go all in, anticipating that we've already started to, maybe within the next 2 or 3 weeks, we would start to trend up. I'm looking for an arrow. Here we go. We would have, all right, so we already have a green number. So we would have we would be 2, 3, 4. Maybe we'd be like 4 weeks in, because this is a big move for silver. What is that? Oh, 8%? No, that's not large. Gold would, no, it moved that here, right? 16%. On a weekly time frame, that's not that big. We're already up 4. So, yeah. So 4-hour or a daily close above 25.89. We could go 2, 3, maybe, let's see. 2, that'd be next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Maybe be at this upper channel, we would be on a 3 count. Maybe like on the 4, we would be a weekly close above the prior week's high, closing above this 9. That would indicate you to go all in. Where would we go? What would be the next area? The next area, based on this Fibonacci, and this is not necessarily, is this the one I want? Yeah, this could be the one. We're going to draw a new one. Let's draw a new one. Because this is like trying to do a price prediction. You would really draw this Fibonacci based on the last market low where it rallied, which would be here. Right here. Oh, I'll just reverse it. And I'm not going to include the highs. Reverse. All right, here we go. So, we retraced all the way back down. We're at 25. We have resistance at 28, 28.60. Now, does that line up with everything else? What was the high here? High was 29.86. We went a little bit above it. Let me draw this. Let me extend this out. Oh, no. So we can see it all the way over here. Nope. What am I doing? And I want this to be at, I mean, this isn't exact, right? Yeah, so 41.91 is where I want it. Oh no, did I look at that wrong? Oh, 47.91, I'm sorry. All right, that's where I want to be. So where are we at? 28.60, yeah. Let me lock this down so I don't accidentally move it. All right, so that would be the next area. We kind of got there. Yeah, we did get there. So it went above it, but we couldn't close above it. So this would be the next area of resistance. Again, back where we were. Once we got above that, our next area would be 33. We'd get to 33, 38, and then that's where the other Fibonacci would come in, or we would try to start looking for higher price targets based on, again, I must have drawn, yeah, that's weekly. Based on the last rally, so how much higher could we go? We could go to 57, 69. Where would I look, or how would I start to signify a high? Whenever we get a 9 count, and then we also have a 9 on daily, I'm extremely cautious. We consolidated here. This wasn't the high. Let me bring up the other TD sequential. All right, so 9. We got a 9 here again. We got a pullback. I could have said, hey, this is potentially the high for silver. Got a pullback. We went high. We went above it. We would re-enter. We got another 9. We went above it. Let's look at this. This is April 25th, 2011. Let's go back. That's going to take us back. April 25th, 2011. Did we have a 9 close to that day? We did here, right here, April 11th. And then let's do this again. We had a 9, and then the next day we topped. So yeah, whenever I'm looking for market highs, I'm going to look at the TD sequential, especially if there's, I don't have that Mayer multiple on gold or silver. Do I have, I have the RSI that could tell me things. We had a high here. That didn't really tell me anything. Let's look at it on a longer, as far as divergence goes. No, this thing just fell off a cliff, right? Even as we got higher prices, RSI went higher, so there wasn't any. But our Bollinger Bands were probably out. Now we're still kind of on them. So nothing really here that... we can look at our Guppy. Our Guppy had some big separation. That could have been maybe, that's just an area that, hey, we've ran up. If I'm getting some other indicators telling me that we're a little high, I should be cautious. There isn't anything here that I would see. I don't think this has on, but yeah, I have to go to the ETF. So let's go to SLV on the weekly, all the way back here. What do I have on CMF? CMF, again, it just fell off a cliff. There was nothing here. It's just selling ensued. There was no leading indicator that gave me anything. Maybe here a little bit on the daily time frame. Right? We came down, and then we started trending down. Did I see that on the RSI? So the RSI was, the index was better than the actual underlying. There was some divergence here. So that could have given us, we run up so much, so yeah, let's look back at the underlying, which is silver. Picking tops and picking bottoms are, I'm not a knife catcher. I'm not trying to catch the bottom, and I'd love to catch the top. I'd love to be the person who said, I caught the top, but I'm just trying to be profitable. So, but I would start looking at these Ichimoku areas as potential tops. I do think we're going to break the previous high. So 57, 69, 105. Is it going to get that high? I'm not sure. Well, I mean, that market cap would be rather large. We can look at what the market cap is now. 8. What is this? Market cap. That's what I'm looking for. Infinite market cap. Yeah, that's it. So silver's at 1 trillion. That would go up, 100 would be 4 times. So that'd be about 4 or 5 trillion. Still under gold. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, hey, we're getting price action movement here, live. Right? What did I say? Above the prior week's high. Markets are closed, so you can't do that right now. You can't end a position, but almost there. 9 more cents. And we're just flipping back and forth. So, but that's gold and silver. Like I said, if I'm going to take a position in gold or silver, I'm going for silver. I gave the synopsis, or not synopsis. I don't even know if that's the right word. Hey, I'm not an English major. So yeah, prior week high above the on the 4-hour, get a close above the prior week high in the 4-hour chart or the daily chart. Enter maybe 50%. Wait until we break this to go 100%, and then off to the races. Off to potentially a if we enter here, it'd be 30. Off to a 10% gain, something like that, but potentially much higher. If we go to 47, that's 100%. We can go much higher. So, yeah, that's it. This has been much longer than what I thought. We'll take a quick glimpse at Bitcoin again to end it out. We came down a little bit. Yeah, see, so just watch it. If it breaks this, probably going to go lower. I think we're just consolidating. I'm neutral, even though we have this pattern. Us getting back to this 1 hour, this 30 MA on the hourlies, good. We really need to get above 37. We need to really need to get back above this 9 to think about going 39, 40. Because if not, we're just gonna continually mosey on between 40,000 and 30,000. And a failure to hold 30 to 29 is going to get us back to the 20s, which I don't think is going to happen. The probability there is extremely low. I'd say 20% max. 80% we go sideways or higher. So Bitcoin's boring sometimes, and we're in a time of a little bit of it being boring. So thanks for watching.